Welcome to the Crosswalk Coach Plus for the Common Core training video. This video will provide you with an in-depth view of the Crosswalk Coach Plus ELA product. You will have an opportunity to view important details and highlights of the student edition. We're very excited about this product and believe it will be a huge help in transitioning teaching and student learning to the Common Core state standards. Crosswalk Coach Plus for the Common Core was developed to be a transition from the state-specific standards to teaching and learning the Common Core standards. To help with this transition, the books include a chart that lists the Common Core standards that are covered in each lesson. If a school is currently using the Coach state-specific product, the Crosswalk Coach Plus can be used in tandem to provide flexibility in the transition. Educators are feeling very confused and unsure of what to expect with the Common Core and are asking us lots of questions. In an effort to support the teachers in every way we can, we have included a Common Core FAQ section in every book. Among other things, these questions address how and why the Common Core will cover each skill in a deeper manner. If you are familiar with the lesson format in the state-specific coach books, you'll realize that the Crosswalk lessons are slightly different. The lessons still include the instruction, guided practice, and independent practice that have worked so well for students in the past. However, we added a diagnostic assessment at the beginning of every chapter and a cumulative assessment at the end. At the end of the book, students have access to the Mechanics Toolbox. This feature serves as a handy grammar reference guide. Finally, we have created a separate practice test booklet that includes 2 authentic practice tests that include the new item types that reflect the rigor of the new assessments. Looking at the table of contents, you'll notice that the lessons are grouped into units according to the strands of the Common Core state standards. As mentioned earlier, each chapter includes a diagnostic and a cumulative assessment. This diagnostic assessment has multiple choice and open-ended questions, and the answer keys for this assessment are correlated to the corresponding Common Core state standards. Student performance on this assessment will identify individual strengths and weaknesses. The cumulative assessment at the end of every chapter is parallel to the diagnostic assessment. Student performance on the cumulative assessment will indicate whether or not the student has mastered the content of the lesson covered in the chapter. At the end of the book, students have a summative assessment that will review all of the skills covered in the book. The reason for the assessments integrated into the chapter is because Common Core believes teachers should be assessing students throughout the year to see where they are and to have opportunity to remediate in areas where they need additional skill practice. This allows teachers to receive continuous feedback on how students are formulating ideas and able to correct any misconceptions along the way. Let's take a deeper look at one of the diagnostic assessments. The passages within the Crosswalk Coach Plus books will be a bit longer. This is because the Common Core state standards expect students to read material that is longer. The first passage in the diagnostic will follow with multiple choice questions, but the second passage will include a combination of multiple choice and open-ended questions that require a good amount of writing, so students will get used to formulating an idea and composing a writing passage. The students are also exposed to a variety of genres, such as drama, poems, fiction, and nonfiction within these assessments. If you are familiar with the Coach Book lesson template, you remember that each lesson had 4 pages. 1 page of instruction, 1 page of coach examples, and 2 pages of practice. The Crosswalk Plus books have expanded the number of pages in each lesson in order to help students learn the skills on a deeper level. Now the lessons have 2 pages of instruction with charts and graphic organizers that break down specific key ideas. The next page of the lesson is a new feature of the lesson. Again, Common Core puts a huge emphasis on writing, so this page of the lesson is focused specifically on thinking it through and writing in response to a very short passage. The 4th page of the lesson is the coached example, the same as previous coach books. Students are provided with a short passage followed by a couple of questions that include hints that remind the students to refer back to the passage to determine the correct answer. The last pages of each lesson are the lesson practice or independent practice for the students. On the left, you'll notice a reading guide to help students better understand the passage. The guide prompts students to go deeper into the passage and identify details as they read. The first set of lesson practice questions includes multiple choice and short answer comprehension questions to go along with the reading passage. The second set of lesson practice questions include an additional passage followed by questions that reflect the new item types of the new Common Core assessments. I'd like to quickly review the summative assessment at the back of the book. Initially, since we didn't know specifically what the Common Core assessment would look like, this assessment reviews information and skills required by the Common Core. Just like the other assessments within Crosswalk Coach Plus, the summative assessments will have a combination of multiple choice and open-ended questions and look almost identical to the format of the lesson practice for each lesson. There are a total of 50 questions and a persuasive prompt asking students to write a letter and include all the parts of a proper letter. Now that we know more about what the new Common Core assessments will look like, we have added an additional Crosswalk Plus practice test booklet that includes 2 practice tests. As you can see here, the new item types of the new assessments are included in these newly added practice tests. The last thing I want to cover in the Crosswalk Coach Plus for the Common Core book is the Mechanics Toolbox in the back. This is a new resource included in the Coach books. The purpose of the Mechanics Toolbox is to provide students with a handy grammar reference guide. Since the Common Core puts great emphasis on writing, students need to know and understand basic grammatical skills. They will be expected to construct clear and succinct writing passages, and they will be graded on their grammar and mechanics. Writing and using grammar correctly is very important, and this will be a big change for teachers and students when transitioning to the Common Core state standards. The Crosswalk Coach Plus Teacher's Guide provides teachers with a lot of additional resources to help transition into teaching the Common Core state standards. Teachers receive an introduction to the Common Core state standards that will help them understand specific expectations. Also included is a chart that correlates the Common Core standards to the appropriate lessons in the student edition. A special summative assessment correlation chart correlates the answers to the Common Core state standards and to the Crosswalk Plus lessons. In addition to the answer keys, teachers will have mini lessons and reproducibles that can be used to introduce students to each chapter. We hope you have found this training video to be informative and helpful. We appreciate you taking the time to learn about the Crosswalk Coach Plus for the Common Core and how it can effectively help teachers and students transition to the Common Core state standards. For more information about this product and to review books for all grades, visit www.triumphlearning.com and select your state.